That ready. Turn down the volume. Get the episode fully buffered. Huh? Who's texting me now? Verizon is texting me now. Okay. it actually finished up rather quickly.
Right then, hello and welcome to Yoda Soda Creations, the podcast. Two hands man the business and friend of our talking movies and TV and relation older reasons, as per usual. This week's been a bit crippling for us considering the
Snowmageddon 2019.
Northwest Snowmageddon. I don't know if it's the same elsewhere.
Eh.
But yeah, one of our members got impacted quite a bit. So I got off a bit lightly, thankfully.
Same here. It's already half melted. Of course, given the weather reports, we may get a bit more soon. Maybe.
Here it was on Earth, on early this week, then off, then back on since yesterday. Anyway, judging by the pre-show watchings, we're in for another split. We're in for another split this time. We're in for a bit of a split this time around. Because since it's the week preceding since it's the weekend preceding Valentine's Day, we're talking about, in some ways, a controversial episode. In some sense, Hard to Hooves.
Wait, this was controversial? Yeah, first I've heard of it.
Well, points of contention range more than just if I heard that grown right back at the watching. But they were talking to each other.
I assumed you meant like normal kind of fandom controversial, not like it's like
this one's a bit okay, technically this one's a bit lighter, but you get the idea.
It was more of like a kind of a cringe kind of thing. It's like, stop talking like that, please. But yeah.
You can tell where this is going.
Yeah. It's definitely a unique episode, to say the least. And one that got the shippers going for quite a while until their hopes were finally dashed last season. Well, not last season, but wait, when was that season 7 or other shippers' hopes were dashed this past season? But you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, the episode. I'll just go right into, it's been a long day. It's like, me and cold weather do not mix well. It's like, I'm of the hibernating sort. If it's cold, I go to sleep.
I mean, I sort of drop into that. Though the child in me often wants to go out and be like on the snowdrifts.
Yeah, it's like if there was actually enough snow to do anything with, maybe. But anyway, the episode. So the episode starts off with the Kingdom Crusaders in their clubhouse getting a present ready for Charlie because it's Hearts and Hooves Day. They're using glitter, ribbon, some glue, some paint, and making a really nice, what looks to be a rug.
They're covering themselves with the remains of their kin. Nice work, Ajax.
Yeah, it's like, as one of them said, they're going to need a bigger envelope. Or perhaps a box. A box might do. But yeah, it's like definitely going a little overboard. But yeah, it's like, Shirley does like the gift. But it's like, but as soon as Sweetie Belle starts talking about, like, oh, nothing proud to have about her special somebody will give her, yeah, she starts getting a bit uncomfortable. And I think I saw a face at what her make a certain face. It's I just, how should I put it? It's that face where it's like, oh God, not this again. like, like she just wishes that they would stop mentioning it. You know? Did you see the face I was talking about? It was near the beginning. Where was it? Anyway, so yeah, so she's fine just as is. Like, she doesn't have a special some pony, but you know, she's. I think she's accepted that. You know, and like, she just appreciates having a bunch of students that care for her and all that stuff. And but the CMC aren't having any of that. They will find her someone.
This is part of that romantic partner. Unacceptable!
She's gonna find her a special sun pony, whether she likes it or not. So they go about town. Whether or not they actually wait until the end of class or not, I don't know.
It was close.
For all we know, they could have skipped class to do this.
It was close to 3 last I checked.
Oh. I didn't really check the clock. I didn't realize there was a clock. Okay. So yeah, they start up a song about trying to find the perfect stallion for Charlie. And in the song, we get the first instance of Button Mash, who would become a fandom favorite until a cease and desist order happened.
Unfortunately, yes. Apparently, this is apparently the song itself is one of the points of contention, and points of contention to which I argue. Yeah, the writing hasn't exactly gotten past the Sesame Street levels, but
yeah, it definitely shows it's still an early episode of the show, relatively speaking, nowadays.
Yeah, but again, but as usual, great vocal work.
Yeah. My question is, what was that fancy pony doing in Ponyville? You know, the one with the monocle and the top hat? It's like, he's so out of place here. And let's not even get started with that jelly pony. It's like, what's up with that? But, like, yeah, they're running out of choices. They just can't seem to find anyone. But it just so happens that Big Mac is not, in fact, doing anything for Hearts and Hooves Day. So they're like, okay, he's going to be the one. Appleboy was like, wait, what? So they have their plan. They're going to somehow get Big Mac and Shirley together in a romantic setting. Things are going to go great. So they get to show up, and As Charlie would call it, it's very strange. It's like, they're not sure what exactly they're doing here, but it's like, yeah.
It's very awkward, but it did lead to it did lead to a fandom favorite moment.
Oh, come on! Yeah, that bit is used quite a lot. And how rude of them to not even touch the food that was made. But they go off on their own way, and they're... So the Cutie Crusaders have failed. But no worry, I'm sure they'll figure out something. So later they run into Twilight, who just so happens to be reading a book about Hearts and Hooves Day, including how it started off something about a love potion, and the CMC hears this and it's like, hey, can we borrow this book for reasons completely unrelated to love potions? And Twilight's like, sure, because this is season 2 Twilight, and, you know, she hasn't quite reached that level of awareness yet. And it's like, this is the CMC we're talking about. Them asking for a book like that, it's like, huh. So they have their book, and they start making the potion, which, given the fact that it uses parts of a rainbow, I'd have to imagine it has a bit of a kick to it. But they get Big Mac and Charlie to come back, and the reason this time is for them to try some punch together. Yep, just so they can be together, drinking punch together. No other reason. And actually, Charlie has some situational awareness about that. It's like she realizes it is sort of what they're trying to do. Not so much the lengths they would go to do it, but points to her for that. So they drink the potion, and wow, the dialogue gets cringy.
And yes, that leads to the other point of contention that most people have with this episode. Like I said, it wasn't huge backlash.
Right. So yeah, they drink the potion, and they're just super into each other now, to the point where they're like kind of ignoring everything else. And yeah, they start to see how this might be an issue. And even worse, when Sweetbelle discovers that it wasn't a love potion, but a love poison. Which... I'm not sure how I would feel about, like, the whole love potion poison thing. Is really the potion bit would have worked just fine, and just the fact that ponies get so obsessed with each other that they lose focus towards anything other than the other pony. To me, potions and poisons are like, you know what I'm talking about? I mean, I suppose poison could kind of... I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Point is, it's bad. But there is a solution. They just need to keep the two from seeing each other's eyes for a whole hour. Shouldn't be an issue, right? So they go off on the way, and they find the two at Sugar Cube Corner, just gazing into the... Hmm. Slow down, brain. You're going too fast. Hmm. Just gazing into each other's eyes. And they have an idea. If they're gonna get, if they decide to get married, they'll have to go off on their own to start planning stuff, which means they won't be able to see each other. So they plant that suggestion into their heads, and they run off. Apple Bloom keeps up with, I think it was Apple Bloom with, Apple Bloom and Scootaloo with Big Mac, Sweetabelle with Charlie. Big, Big Mac's... Ugh. Okay.
Bird is up. I mean, Shirley's out to the boutique for a dress, and Big Mac to the jewelry store a ring. Guess how well that goes.
Yeah, it's like, things don't quite go according to plan. I mean, mostly they do, but not quite. Big Mac ditches them, and, well, Charlie thankfully stays in place for the most part. I mean, she's barricaded in, but, close enough. Thankfully, they had a slight backup plan. They dug a hole, to which Big Mac falls into. But he lets out his mating call, and Shirley hears. She smashes through the door, jumps out, and as the bell tolls, she falls into the pit, meeting eyes with Big Mac, and they smack into each other. The CMC look down, and the two look up, wondering what the hell is going on. After a brief explanation, they decide, yeah, this is a bad idea. We're sorry, and as punishment, they have to do Big Mac's chores.
Remember, shippers destroy lives.
Or, as one YouTube poop had it, no pony can pony two ponies to pony. So, they do the chores, and Big Mac and Charlie decide to kind of play a little joke on them by acting kind of like they were back when they were under the effect of the potion, just to screw with them. And the episode ends with the CMC no. But yeah, it's not a bad episode.
I can still remember the first time this came out. I can still remember the first time this came out. At the end, I was like, maybe they still focus on their own. Maybe they still focus on the tests in the. Maybe they still focus on the tests in the world, and it won't.
Right.
Basically, not as bad as when they were under the curse.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely got the shipper started. Poor shippers. So many sunken boats.
Couple of visual notes. Couple of visual notes. There are a couple of moments where they are went onto the right. I think it's supposed to be glint. I don't know, but somehow I kind of like it when they twinkling at moments like
right.
the wide smiles.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Blah, blah, blah. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Second, it's strange how the ears were flopping when they failed the first time. I mean, strange that the ears weren't flopping when they failed the first time, and it was only Evelyn's bow that was flopping.
Right.
Also, there's people comparing this to the Powerpuff Girls episode Kino King. But, and I quote, this relationship was completely fabricated, so it makes sense that they would be breaking in the end. However, in Powerpuff Girls, the relationship was built on genuine interactions, but they broke up after one fight.
Right. But yeah, it's like
Safe
not a bad episode.
Safe say Ponytail on the concept better.
Yeah.
But yeah, funny how I'm one of the few people that can actually stand. Funny how I'm one of the few people that can actually stand, as they say, cringe humor.
It's a rare talent.
And yes, I enjoyed watching this episode around this time.
It's, is there anything else? I think I'm trying to think if there's anything else to talk about. Okay. So, any other pony stuff related stuff you want to discuss?
Well, I guess it's remind me. Did you what's the horn algae shards?
Not yet.
Oh,
I've kind of been all over the place this past week, and it's like, yeah, I haven't really gotten much done.
get something. Get something.
Yeah, it's like, unfortunately, today's episode is really straightforward. Unlike next, unlike next, yeah, unlike next week's episode, I'm sure there'll be a lot more to talk about there.
Yeah, I guess it's worth. Yeah, I guess it's worth mentioning that. Yeah, I guess it's worth mentioning that next week's going to be a bit of an interesting, interesting sort on the interesting sort on the basis that it happens to be the exact date at which it originally aired. So,
Oh, I didn't realize that.
yeah, somehow found myself doing something. Found myself doing something doing something at best to mark its anniversary. Doing something at best to mark its anniversary, and this year, not sure if it's a coincidence or not, but yeah, there's going to be some talk about it next week.
Yep.
Until then, hopefully things will look better on. Hopefully things will get. Hopefully things will get better for Nate.
Yeah, and hopefully things will kind of. Well, it's probably going to be snowing for a bit longer, but hopefully it won't be as bad. So, for anyone watching that's, affected by the current weather, stay safe.
Yeah, here's hoping he would. Yeah, here's hoping he will be. Yeah, here's hoping he'll have some for. Here's hoping it will be as bad. Here's hoping it will be as bad as. Here's hoping it will be as bad as this week. Otherwise, here's hoping it will be as bad as this week. But in any case, yeah, stay warm and safe.